Good morning, class. Welcome back to the next lesson. I've done, I think, 3 beams, some supported beams. Now we're going to do cantilevers. As you can see, the cantilever is a beam that's fixed at one end and it's hanging fairly on the other end. Okay. And if you cast your mind back to types of joints, we had a roller joint, we had a pin joint, and this is the third one, with fixed or built-in. Okay, and of course we said there that a fixed or built-in support has 3 possible reactions. Okay, so before we start, I'm going to draw them in, and in the directions I think they are going to be in. Right, I'm going to have, and of course all the reactions will be at the support there. So I'm assuming I'm going to have VA. And notice that because the beam wants to rotate that way with respect to point A, I'm thinking there's going to be a moment at A going the opposite way to balance it all out. Okay? And also, there's going to be an HA. Oh, that didn't go well. HA, which will be horizontal at A. Okay, right, so let's make a start. So we're going to need to determine VA, HA, and MA. Right, as you can see there, HA, what will HA be equal to? HA will be equal to 0. Why? Because there's no horizontal forces acting, so therefore there's no horizontal reactions. So therefore HA is equal to 0. So the first one is out of the way. Okay, right, I'm going to take moments at A. So I'm going to say the sum of the moments at A is equal to 0. Okay, right, moments at A. So there's a moment at A there, and that moment at A, which I'm assuming is anti-clockwise, so it's minus moment at A plus. And you can see there that point load, that UDL will be clockwise with respect to A. I'm taking the point load first, so it's plus 12 times 1.2 plus 18 times, let's see, 1.2, 1.8, 1.2, 1.8 will be 2, and that will be 4.2, okay, plus, taking the UDL, and of course the UDL is 12 times the length, 12 times 2.2, and of course that there is just the force. We need to still multiply it by its lever arm, and the lever arm goes through the center of the length of the load from there all the way to there. So from there to there is 1.1. A lot of students just says 1.1. It will be wrong. It's 1.1 plus 1.2. Okay, so the lever arm acts to the center of the length of the load all the way from the center of the length to point A. So let me just pause it for a second. So the lever arm from the center of there to there will be 1.1 plus 1.2, so that will be 2.3. So it's 2.3. Right, we have a point load here, which is minus anti-clockwise with respect to A, and it is minus 10 times 1.2 plus 2.2, it will be 3.4. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm checking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no more, so it's equal to 0. So therefore, the moment at A is equal to, sum them all up. Let me just pause this while we do that quickly. Right, so the answer I get there should be hopefully correct, is 116.72, 116.72. People, be careful. This is a moment. It's not a force. of the reaction is a moment, and the moment is a force times the distance, so it will be kilonewton meters. Okay, if you make that kilonewtons, I take up a mark. If you make that meters, I take up a mark. And if you make it kilonewtons per meter, which a lot of students love to do, I take up a mark to 2 because that's a UDL. That UDL, it's a moment. We just change that. And because our assumption, are you listening carefully? Because the answer is positive here, it means that our assumption that the reaction moment is anticlockwise is in fact correct. Okay. Right. We need to solve for VA. So that's done. That's done. We need to solve for VA. Now that we solve for VA, we sum vertical forces. So the sum of the vertical forces is equal to 0. So it's plus VA minus all the loads acting on the beam. So it's minus 21, minus 18, minus 12 times 2.2, because it's a UDL. The total load due to the UDL is just the value times the distance over which it acts. So it's 12 times 2.2. And of course, plus the 10 going upwards is equal to 0. So therefore, VA is equal to, let me just pause this for a second while we work it out, get an answer while I'm busy here. And the answer I get that you should have got is 55.40. So it is 55.40. Let me write it a bit better. And because it's a force, it's a reaction, it's kilonewtons. Not kilonewton meters, kilonewtons, like in the previous beams. And because the answer is positive, it means that our assumption that VA is upwards is in fact correct. Okay, so that's over there. I'm just highlighting it there. And HA is equal to 0. Okay, people, that's the first UDL completed. The first cantilever completed. So built in, it will have all reactions at the support there. It will have a vertical, a horizontal, and a moment. Okay. In this case, HA is equal to 0 because there's no horizontal forces acting. Okay. And I'll see you in the next video.